Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Oh, it is now time for part 4 of my embellishments for my album, for my Seefahrer album. Yeah, and I must say that I often change my mind, yes. Also with this little sailing ship. It is made with a mold by LaBlanche, and I colored the mold with acrylic paints from Stamperia, and I varnished it, and now I thought it could be an idea to find another closure for my pages, and therefore I cut out with my cutting machine 4 circles from a black paper. No, it is not paper, it is more cardstock. And I glued 4 things together. And I did the same with other 4 circles, so that I had 2 pieces. And I put 1 circle underneath my paper, and I wanted to make something between the 2 circles, so you can push the closure, no, not push, you can pull the closure easily out of these pages. But I didn't realize it because I thought I want to use this sailing ship in another way. And this is a little book I made on my own with clay, with Hearty, with soft clay, and I colored it with different colors from Stamperia and other companies. And yeah, now you can see my little embellishment for my ribbon. But I can tell you also, this thing will change its place. Yeah, you can see easily that I'm not planning anything, and I'm looking into my drawers, and now I found that this telescope would be nice for my album. I always wanted to use it in junk journal, but my junk journals are always not as high as this album, and yeah, I think you need a big album, a large one, so you can glue the telescope down. But finally I didn't glue it. I can tell you, because I thought it would be nice to have it as it is. You can look through it, and I like it, but you can use it as a magnifying glass. I hope that is the right expression, because you can see things through my resin. It is not resin, I think you pronounce it resin. And yeah, I used a mold by Stamperia. It is from Lady Vagabond, and yeah, I used also some alcohol ink, but yeah, it was a black one, and I colored a little bit my resin, but you can't see it really, yeah, really obviously. My first plan was to use the black circle and make 2 little holes in the circle, and then a ribbon around my telescope and through the black circle, and hide it with the paper onto my first page. But I didn't realize these ideas. But in the end I can say I found a better solution. Yes, and this is now the Seafarer. It is a picture of a young man, and I sealed the paper with varnish, so you have the impression that it is a photo behind glass. Yeah, and I want this page on the left side. It should be the beginning, sorry, it should be the beginning of my album. Yeah, and now I was thinking about my beginning, and yeah, I thought it would be a good idea to use this paper as a pocket and put everything together. And yeah, I have always new ideas, and yeah, now I try to control if the telescope is perhaps too thick into when I put it inside my album. But yeah, I think it is possible to use it, and yeah, I like the telescope and I want it in my album. Yeah, and this is now my solution for my left side of the front page, and not the front cover but the front page. I made a pocket with craft paper, and I have space for 2 and 2 of an 1/8 inch. Oh God, I hope it is right what I say. I glued the photo only to the left, right and bottom sides, and I have also a little pocket between the picture and the craft paper. Now I want to talk about my telescope and how I want to put it in my album. Yes, here you can see that I use my telescope as a kind of stencil, and I took a pen and was drawing a black line around my telescope, and now I fussy cut my silhouette of the telescope, and I want to have it as a background for my telescope because I don't want to put anything underneath and above. First of all, I thought it would be a good idea to use leather and put it around the telescope, and perhaps I could also use wax pastes, and I could have gold embellishments on my telescope. But I like something that I find out it is something like a glass, and you can use it as magnifying glass. And that was fascinating me, and so I want to have these possibilities in my album, and therefore I only cut out now my paper, and I will glue the paper on the craft paper, but I don't want to glue my telescope onto my paper because I fear that the glue could shine through the glass. And yeah, I know you can use glossy accents or something like that, but I don't want to use that. And when I glue both things together, I can't use my telescope again as a magnifying glass. I hope that makes sense what I try to explain, and it is such a nice effect when you look through the resin. It is not real glass, of course, it is resin, but I like these possibilities of my different materials, and I don't want to destroy it with glue. Now I try to find the right place on my craft paper for the telescope, and I like the details very much. As I said, it is a mold by Stamperia and from the set Lady Vagabond. Yeah, and I really like how the things come together. I have now a telescope, a Seafarer, and I think something like that a sailor used in the past. And it makes sense to have a thing like this now in my album. Yeah, but next problem I have how I can put things together. But first of all, I show you now the great magnifying details. It happens. I never planned it, but it happens. Yeah, and now I want to glue my paper onto the next paper, and I have a reason for that. The paper has 250 GSM. That is not thin, but I want it thicker because I want to have something under my resin, my resin, that is has more stability. Again, I'm using my liquid glue. It is a junk journal glue by Funkelkram, and I like it very much, as I often say, because it dries very fast and you have great results. Yeah, now I put it away and I can glue now my telescope, the silhouette, on the next paper. I glued it this way because I thought when I don't cut it so exactly and the paper shines behind my first telescope, that doesn't matter. I like to burnish it a little bit so it holds better together. But now the glue is fixed and everything is sturdy enough. And I can fussy cut now my image around the black lines. Yeah, and I try to begin with my scissors, but I must say, yeah, I can't see it so well, but I can easily cut it. And now I have again my black gel pen. It is from Sakura, and yeah, I like it very much, this tool. And yeah, now you can see it much better, and it is easier for me to fussy cut my telescope again. I speed it up a little bit. I hope it is the right expression for this technical thing. And yeah, I have now a telescope that is much thicker, and it is better to use on my craft paper. Yeah, and yeah, when I have it now and put it on the paper, I have the illusion that it is that it pops out a little bit more. But now I was thinking, yes, and if you look behind, you can see the thing on the top. And so I took my leftover of my paper, and again I glued it on that paper, and now I'm fussy cutting it again. But now it is yeah, enough, and I have the right paper, the right size, and yeah, now I can glue the telescope on my paper, or my craft paper. But first of all, I want to distress it with Verzierungen, and now it is the first time that I need the black one. Because the lines in the paper, the writing, is also black, and I think that is now better and it makes a great effect. Yeah, and now I want to use varnish. It is an acrylic varnish, a glossy one, and I want to protect my paper with with a varnish, and I think it is also a good idea to have it a little bit shiny. Of course, I put my telescope over it. I don't want to glue it on it, but yeah, I hope that the result is better when it is matte paper. Yes, I know there are many things to do, but I like preparing my papers, and I hope the result will be right. And yeah, now you can see that I glued my paper on my craft. Yeah, it is not a paper, it is a craft cardstock. Yeah, and now I want to show you very important steps. These steps are so important because I want to hold my telescope strong in my album, and I have now my little pencil and make little dots because I want to use my crocodile. You can see the big crocodile behind, and through these holes I want to put an elastic band. It is not so easy to show you all with my crocodile because it is thick paper, and I try now to find the right measurement for my crocodile, and I use the smaller hole, yeah, because I think it is enough for an elastic band. Yeah. At this point I was thinking, I hope that everything will be right and it will be nice. And yeah, I prepared so much, and when you have so many details, you want that everything works together. Yeah, and I couldn't find my points, my little dots. And I made a little mistake because I thought on the left side there was a little dot, but it was only a little mark in my paper. Yeah, okay, that doesn't matter. I made the holes now a little bit yeah, different, but it is okay. Finally, I have now my holes in the paper and also on the back, on the back paper. Yeah, but that is not a problem because I can glue another paper over my holes where I don't want it. And yeah, you have always a solution for things like that. And now I have to find my elastic band. Yeah, I have a little box with my tools and also with cords and things like that. And this one is a white elastic band, and I thought I could find a black one, but these are not elastic bands, these are only cords. But I have to test it because I thought it is the right elastic band, but it wasn't. It is very funny because I have no black elastic band and I have to buy one. Yeah, and yeah, I have now 2 different elastic bands and I want to find the right one now. So this is only a test. Yeah, this is the clear one, and you can put the telescope through the band, and you can't see that there is something holding my telescope. But I think perhaps the thicker one is better for my solution. Yeah, and now the next test. This is the white one, and I will use it because I like it more. Yeah. Yes, of course, I have a little problem with my hole in the back paper, but you must try to find the right place for your ribbon, because you don't want to make your knots above the paper, I want to put something behind my craft cardstock, and yeah, now I think it is the right position for my elastic bands, and I'm holding it, and now I want to put a paper behind, but before I'm gluing the craft cardstock behind my elastic bands, I thought it is not, it has not the stability, and I want to make a few holes on the top. 2 more holes will hold my telescope better in place. Yeah. First hole and now the second one. I'm very lucky that I have my crocodile and I can use it now for my album. Yeah, and again I have my white elastic band, and I will put the elastic band through my 2 holes. Yeah, now you can see that the telescope is on my design paper, and it looks really beautiful. Yeah, and now I have my elastic bands in on the back side and on the backing on the back paper, and I want to hide it. Yeah, but yeah, these elastics are not easy to fix, and I tried now the best with this tape, and I want to glue it down. At this point I was thinking about the things I could put into my pocket and what I can make with it, and yeah, I'm also looking forward how it will looks like when it is all in my album. I spent a lot of time with my embellishments, but I like to do these things and I have a lot of fun with it, and I hope it is also nice to watch for you. For me it is now really great that I can use my telescope in my album, and I like it. And yeah, you have things you made, I think I made a year before, I don't know it exactly, and sometimes you're thinking why are you are not using your embellishments, and sometimes you have to wait for the right moment, and I think this is now the right moment to have my telescope in an album, and it is the right size, and it has a great effect and it is beautiful. And now I can tell you that I'm really lucky with my embellishment. And I hope you like it also, and perhaps you can give me a thumbs up or you can subscribe to my channel. I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you have a lot of fun with your crafting projects, and I hope to see you soon again.